The Chinook is clearly the world's greatest heavy-lift aircraft. There are soldiers that are alive today because of the hard work and the dedication of this team.
The roots of the CH-47 go back to 1943.
We knew that vertical lift was a highly desirable feature in designing aircraft. The idea of larger machines, we did not have that in our minds originally.
Piasecki would realize quickly that this small forum had a big future. It would lay the groundwork for the eventual birth of the CH-47.
When the Navy visited the PV-2, that caused the design of the tandem helicopter. Every time we went through an exercise for whatever aspect that we wanted to evaluate, the tandem always came up the best.
The CH-47A's first flight was September of 1961. It was clear from the beginning that this aircraft would change the way war fighters are supported and supplied.
What was cool about it, it was such a large aircraft. It was so complex that it took me a lot of work to learn all the systems and how they worked and how they integrated. Engineers initially, they over-engineered the aircraft, and the processes that the engineers used to put this aircraft together to get it to the warfighter where he can depend on this aircraft doing what it's supposed to do is a testimony to the engineering that goes into it. You got an aircraft that can do about anything it needs to do. High altitude, water landings, night, weather. And that's what it was about at the time, was being able to move the infantry and their equipment and stuff, and we could do that.
The Vietnam conflict would be the first wartime test of the Chinook. By the end of the war, Chinooks flew over 200,000 hours, carried over 25 million passengers, and hauled over 2.5 million tons of cargo. The next 2 decades would see unprecedented international expansion and the rise of the Special Operations Chinook, the MH-47. The conflicts in the Middle East would once again test the Chinook. The unique terrain and brownout situations would spur modern thinking and innovation and lead to the creation of a completely new aircraft, the CH-47F.
The pilot's there to make decisions. He shouldn't be doing mundane, repetitive tasks. You have CAS there to manage the cockpit, and you got digital AFCS for stabilization. And we can integrate all these things and use the pilot to his maximum advantage.
You don't have headlights, you're flying with NVGs. The digital cockpit, it's all designed to get the pilot to where he needs to go for the warfighter.
The modern aircraft needed a modern factory. In 2009, construction started to update the Chinook's current home in Ridley Park. Much like the CH-47F, only the silhouette would remain the same.
The factory needed to be updated in order to stay competitive in today's market.
To be able to see the progression from what it was to what it is today, I'd love to be a new hire walking in today saying, this is what I thought Boeing was.
The factory updates to the new Chinook line means delivering a great product. To streamline lean activities, the process flow, and make it the best product for the best cost.
It gives us a promising and bright future here. It shows that not only is our customer happy with what we're doing, but the company is backing us and believes in the program.
This means we'll be here for a lot longer. This is the beginning of something new. The program's going in the right direction.
The future of the Chinook program is limitless.
The U.S. Army says the Chinook will be supporting the warfighter until at least 2045. And we are certain that we'll still be here in September 2061 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of this great aircraft.
The Chinook is here to stay. We've shown in the past that we can modify the Chinook through 50 years, and I know that we can modify it for the next 50 for whatever brings us in the future.
The sky is the limit. The Chinook could go 200 years. Might not look the same as it does today, but it'll always be Chinook.
The CH-47, it's just parts until the thousands of people all over this country and all over the world make those 350,000 parts into a Chinook.
Our aviators and our crew members, they have the confidence in the quality and the products that you deliver to go face hell and fire as they go in and fight and support our country.